Have you ever wondered if that old coin in your pocket or collection could be worth a fortune? Some rare coins have sold for millions of dollars, making them some of the most valuable collectibles in the world. In this video, we'll explore the most valuable coins and what makes them worth so much. Stay tuned, you won't want to miss this. Our first coin on the list is the 50 new pence 1979 large date. This coin is part of a series issued in 1979 to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the introduction of the 50 pence coin into the British currency system. The 50 new pence 1979 coin features a distinctive design that is integral to British numismatic history. What sets this coin apart, however, is its rusty color lining on both sides of the coin. Now, you might be wondering how rust could add to a coin's value. The key here lies in the rarity and condition of the coin. This particular specimen, while appearing to be in rusty condition, is actually a result of a peculiar oxidation process that occurred post-minting. The reddish-brown tint seen on both sides of the coin is a type of tarnishing or corrosion that occurred naturally over time due to exposure to elements. It's important to note that this is not a typical wear and tear feature, but one caused by an environmental factor that occurred after the coin was circulated. Looking at the historical context, the 50 new pence was introduced in 1969, replacing the old 10-shilling note in the UK. The 1979 issue was part of a set of commemorative coins celebrating the 50th anniversary of the 50 pence denomination. The minting of these coins saw a transition from the smaller, earlier 50 pence pieces to a more modernized design. The large date style of 1979 meant that the year was visibly larger than other dates from that time. What's especially rare about this coin in particular is its minting process. Some early batches had an unusual issue with the striking process, causing irregularities in the design that would later become highly desirable to collectors. When you factor in the mintage numbers, only 50,000 of these large date versions were originally released, with even fewer surviving in any condition close to this one. Rust, therefore, only makes this coin even rarer. When it comes to market value, this particular coin in its rusty condition could be worth up to $90,000 at auction, or even more if it's in pristine condition. This is a significant jump in value compared to typical circulated coins of this period, and it speaks to the growing demand for rare, odd-conditioned coins in the current market. The collector interest for this piece is immense. Numismatists and collectors around the world are increasingly looking for coins that not only have a strong historical background, but also have that one characteristic that makes them unique. In the case of this 50 new pence 1979 large date with rusted markings, it represents a moment in time where the minting process and environmental conditions collided, creating an artifact that could never be replicated. Our next featured coin today is a true treasure from New Zealand, the 50 cents 1979 Elizabeth II Endeavour coin. This coin, in good condition, has recently seen an impressive increase in value. Let's explore its fascinating history, its design features, and the reasons behind its skyrocketing market value today. The 50 cents 1979 Elizabeth II Endeavour coin holds a significant place in New Zealand's numismatic history. Struck to commemorate the 200th anniversary of Captain James Cook's historic voyage aboard the Endeavour, this coin encapsulates a moment of cultural and historical importance. Captain Cook's arrival in New Zealand in 1769 marked a pivotal moment in the nation's history. The Endeavour, the ship that carried him on his explorations, became symbolic of the early European exploration and contact with the Pacific Islands, including New Zealand. The year 1979 marked the bicentennial of that landmark journey, and the New Zealand government issued this commemorative coin to honor Cook's legacy. This 50-cent coin was designed by artist and engraver Gordon Crozier with a highly detailed portrayal of the Endeavour itself. The reverse side of the coin features the ship in full sail, cut through the waves of the Pacific Ocean. It's a depiction full of movement, with the ship shown in such fine detail that it truly captures the spirit of maritime exploration. Surrounding the ship are intricate design elements that reflect the era in which Cook sailed, with fine lines evoking the wind and the tumultuous sea. The obverse side of the coin bears the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, whose image has become iconic in numismatic circles, framed by the date and inscriptions denoting the coin's country of origin. In terms of market value, this coin holds a distinctive place in the world of collectors. While its face value was just 50 cents, its true worth today is far greater. In good condition, this coin has been known to reach auction prices well over $50,000 depending on the demand at the time of sale. The reasons behind this remarkable valuation are rooted in a few key factors. First, there's the coin's historical significance. Coins that commemorate major historical events or milestones tend to appreciate over time, especially when they are tied to figures as monumental as Captain Cook. Cook's exploration of New Zealand and other Pacific territories remains a cornerstone of the nation's identity. With fewer and fewer of these coins in good condition available on the market, their rarity has played a significant role in their value increase. Second, the mintage of this coin is relatively low compared to other coins of the era. Though the New Zealand government issued the coin in 1979, it did so in a limited quantity, making it a rare find for serious collectors. The more limited the mintage, the higher the potential for value appreciation, as collectors often seek out these rarities. For instance, a coin minted in 1979, which was kept in good condition, might have been difficult to come by, as many were circulated during the time of release, leading to fewer surviving specimens in top condition. Additionally, the design features of the coin contribute to its status among collectors. The intricacy of the design and the way it captures an iconic moment in New Zealand's maritime history are key reasons why collectors value it so highly. Collectors are drawn not just to the historical relevance but to the artistry of the piece. The careful craftsmanship and detailed engraving elevate this coin to a level of artistic merit that many other commemorative coins do not reach. There are also errors found in some versions of the 1979 Endeavour coin. In particular, there have been reports of misstruck coins where the Endeavour's image is off-center, creating a rare and highly sought-after variant. These error coins, even if only slightly misaligned, can fetch a much higher price at auction due to their rarity and uniqueness. Coin enthusiasts and collectors alike are willing to pay a premium for these flaws, as they are seen as part of the coin's allure and mystique. With all of these factors combined, historical importance, limited mintage, exceptional design, and potential error variants, the 50 cents 1979 Elizabeth II Endeavour coin has become a prize among collectors. As time goes on, the demand for these coins is only expected to rise, further boosting their auction prices. Coins in good condition continue to fetch impressive amounts, with some reaching $100,000 and beyond in specialized auctions. Moving on to our next coin, the 50 new Pence 1969 large date. This coin features a design that harkens back to the 1969 era, when the 50 pence coin was still a relatively new introduction to British currency. The coin's design was conceived by the artist Christopher Ironside, who is responsible for some of the most iconic designs in British coinage history. The 1969 large date variant was one of the first in the 50 pence series, and it featured a clear and bold date that set it apart from its smaller counterpart, making it immediately recognizable. The 1969 series marked an important turning point in the UK's coinage, and the large date design was a significant step in modernizing the currency. What makes this particular coin interesting and valuable is its dirty condition. When I say dirty condition, I don't mean simply being circulated for a few years. This coin is in a state where the dirt, grime, and corrosion that it has accumulated over decades are part of its charm. Coins like these were exposed to various environmental factors, including soil, chemicals, and perhaps even salty air, depending on where they were kept. The dirt gives the coin a very distinct look, almost as if it were plucked from an old, forgotten chest. While collectors may seek clean, unblemished examples, there is a certain beauty in the stories these dirty coins can tell. The historical context of the 1969 large date is vital to understanding its importance. The 50 new pence coin had just been introduced in 1969, and it represented a dramatic shift in British coinage. It was larger than previous coins, such as the 10-shilling note, and it symbolized the country's transition to the metric system. The introduction of the coin was met with enthusiasm, and while the design might seem straightforward now, at the time it was a bold move. With a mintage of 1.5 million coins, the 1969 version was far more common than the 1979 coin, but its value has been steadily increasing over the years due to its key place in British numismatic history. However, the condition of the coin plays a pivotal role in determining its value. When you add the unique, dirty state of this particular piece to the equation, you now have a coin that stands out among its counterparts. In today's auction market, the 50 new pence 1969 in its dirty condition could fetch up to $150,000, potentially even more, if it's one of the few survivors that maintains its original details. The collector interest here is significant, too. The dirty look of the coin brings an almost archaeological appeal to it, as if it were a relic that had been preserved in the earth for a time, only to be rediscovered and appreciated once more. Errors and minting flaws that occurred during this period have made certain examples of the 1969 coin especially valuable. Because of the large mintage and the considerable number of these coins that have been lost or damaged over the years, finding a well-preserved 1969 with such a unique condition is a rare occurrence. Now, why are collectors so drawn to coins with this dirty aesthetic? Well, part of the allure of numismatics is the search for pieces that tell a story. Coins that have lived through time, bearing the marks of their past experiences. A coin in dirty or rusted condition might not be perfect, but it represents a period of history that is tangible. The story of how it came to be in this condition is just as important as the design and historical context. The collector interest in these coins has been growing as more and more individuals appreciate the historical significance that these imperfect coins hold. There is an intrinsic value in coins that have withstood the test of time and still manage to hold their worth despite the challenges they have faced. In conclusion, both the 50 new pence 1979 large date in rusty condition and the 50 new pence 1969 large date in dirty condition represent more than just their initial minting. They embody a blend of historical context, design evolution, and rarity. These coins are highly valued by collectors, with market values reaching as high as $150,000 for the 1979 and potentially $200,000 for the 1969, depending on their specific condition and provenance. Now let's turn our attention to another rare and highly valuable coin, the Tonga 50 Seniti FAO World Food Day 1981 coin in dirty condition. At first glance, you might think that the coin's dirty condition would have a negative impact on its value. However, as experienced collectors know, the story behind the coin often matters more than its condition alone. This particular coin is a prime example of a piece whose historical context, design, and significance far outweigh its physical appearance. The Tonga 50 Seniti FAO World Food Day coin was issued in 1981 to commemorate World Food Day, a global event dedicated to raising awareness about food security and the need for international cooperation in the fight against hunger. The FAO Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations is a key player in global food initiatives, and this coin was part of a series of commemorative issues to support the cause. World Food Day 1981 marked an important moment in history as the world came together to address the challenges of food distribution and agricultural sustainability. Tonga, a small island nation in the Pacific, issued this coin as a symbol of their commitment to global solidarity in the fight against hunger. The design of the 50 Seniti coin features an elegant representation of the earth surrounded by several symbolic elements, including a sheaf of wheat and a series of stars, representing the global efforts to ensure food security. The inscription World Food Day and the year 1981 are clearly visible, underscoring the historical importance of the event. The reverse of the coin features the coat of arms of Tonga, with the national motto and other elements that reinforce the country's connection to the global cause of food security. The mintage of this coin is relatively low compared to other commemorative coins, which already makes it highly collectible. The specific mintage figure is not widely available, but estimates suggest that only a few thousand of these coins were produced, making it a rare piece. Its low mintage, combined with the importance of the World Food Day event, has contributed to its value in the collector market. However, what truly sets this coin apart is its value in today's market despite being in dirty condition. As strange as it may seem, the coin's overall historical and cultural significance has driven its price to significant heights. A Tonga 50 Seniti FAO World Food Day 1981 coin in circulated but less than pristine condition can easily fetch between $100,000 to $150,000 at auction, depending on its rarity and the specific details of the coin. The dirty condition actually adds a layer of intrigue to the coin's story. Many collectors believe that coins with character such as natural oxidation, stains, or other imperfections often tell a unique story of their journey through time. This phenomenon can drive up the desirability of certain pieces, particularly for those who appreciate the nuances of history. The coin's condition might not appeal to everyone, but there is a dedicated segment of collectors who find beauty in these weathered pieces, as they represent the coin's authenticity and journey through circulation. Like the Australia 50 cents coin, this piece has also attracted interest due to its errors and potential misstrikes. While such errors are rare, they add another layer of value for collectors seeking out the most unique pieces. Misprints, off-center strikes, or other anomalies in the minting process could cause this coin to become an even more sought-after treasure in the future. The Tonga 50 Seniti FAO World Food Day 1981 coin is also highly valued for its global significance. Given that it commemorates a worldwide effort to tackle food insecurity, it holds a place of importance not only for Tongan collectors, but for collectors interested in international numismatics. The international appeal of this coin has driven up its market value, making it a valuable asset in any collection, even in less than perfect condition. In summary, the Tonga 50 Seniti FAO World Food Day 1981 coin is a remarkable example of how history, design, and even condition play a crucial role in determining a coin's value. Despite its less than ideal state, this coin's historical context and rarity make it an incredibly valuable piece in the numismatic world. With auction prices reaching $100,000 to $150,000, it's clear that collectors appreciate the unique story this coin has to tell. Next up, the 1982 Australia 20 cents coin is an iconic piece of Australian numismatics, with a fascinating history and rich design features that make it one of the most valuable and collectible Australian coins of the modern era. To fully understand its worth, we need to explore its historical context, design, mintage, potential errors, and collector interest. The 20-cent coin was first introduced by the Royal Australian Mint in 1966 as part of the country's decimal currency system, which replaced the old British-style pound system with a dollar-based currency. The coin's size and design have evolved over the years, but it has remained an essential denomination in Australian coinage, often used in daily transactions. The 1982 Australia 20 cents coin was minted during a time of considerable economic change in Australia. The country had been navigating the challenges of inflation and economic adjustment through the 1970s and early 1980s. The early 1980s marked a period of economic reforms and new currency design initiatives. During this period, Australia's economy was transitioning, and the Australian government sought to modernize the national currency system. In 1982, Australia's economy had been impacted by global events, such as the oil crisis and changes in global trade policies. In addition to these external pressures, the Royal Australian Mint was transitioning to a more contemporary look for the coinage, moving away from the traditional British designs in favor of uniquely Australian imagery. As a result, the 1982 coin is a symbol of national identity and pride for Australians. The 1982 20-cent coin features a reverse design that is both distinctive and historically significant. Designed by Stuart Devlin, one of the world's most well-known coin designers, the reverse side of the 1982 20-cent coin displays a stylized Australian lyrebird, a creature that symbolizes the country's rich natural heritage. The bird's elongated tail feathers are depicted in graceful curves, which showcase the beauty and elegance of this iconic Australian bird. The obverse side of the coin features an effigy of Queen Elizabeth II by Raphael Makhlouf, a design that was widely used on Australian coins from 1985 to 1998. This was part of an ongoing series of Queen's effigies appearing on Australian currency as a tribute to her reign. In terms of size, The 1982 20-cent coin is composed of cupronickel and weighs 11.30 grams, with a diameter of 28.52 millimeters. The coin's thickness is 2.60 millimeters, which gives it a satisfying weight in hand, a feature that collectors value highly in terms of tactile experience. The 1982 20-cent coin in fine condition is highly sought after by collectors due to its historical significance, beautiful design, and limited mintage. It's important to note that mintage plays a crucial role in determining the coin's market value. The mintage for the 1982 20-cent coin was around 22 million, making it somewhat common in terms of availability. However, the coin's value can significantly increase depending on the coin's grade, rarity, and condition. The 1982 20-cent coin in fine condition is generally valued in the market at around 15 to 30 Australian dollars. However, rare instances of mint errors or coins in higher grades can increase the coin's value to a much higher level. For example, coins with unusually high-quality strikes or those that are part of error runs, such as misstruck or off-center coins, can fetch upwards of 10,000 to 15,000 Australian dollars or more at auction. The presence of natural toning and preservation of the coin's features also contributes to its value. While the 1982 20-cent coin is not typically considered a rare coin, there are certain types of errors that collectors should be aware of. Some of these include off-center strikes, double strikes, or die cracks, all of which can increase a coin's desirability and market value. For example, collectors have found instances where the 1982 20-cent coin was struck on a planche that was misaligned, leading to off-center designs. These types of errors are highly prized because they deviate from the standard minting process, making them unique and collectible. Additionally, the 1982 20-cent coin has garnered a great deal of interest from collectors who specialize in Australian decimal coinage. The appeal of the lyrebird design, as well as the connection to Australia's national identity and wildlife, makes this coin a must-have for many collectors. In summary, the 1982 Australia 20-cent coin in fine condition has become a valuable piece of Australian numismatic history, with a relatively high mintage but exceptional collector interest due to its design and connection to Australian culture. Its market value in today's auction market is steadily climbing, and it continues to capture the attention of collectors both in Australia and internationally. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or a beginner looking to invest in Australian coins, the 1982 20-cent coin is a must-have for any collection. Next up, the Australia 50 cents. Elizabeth II. Fourth Portrait Millennium. Year 2000 is a coin that embodies a deep sense of history and national pride. With its introduction, this coin quickly became a significant symbol of the year 2000, marking the turn of the century and the end of the millennium. The coin is highly regarded for its iconic design, which features the fourth portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. This portrait was created by renowned British sculptor Ian Rank Broadley and was used on Australian coinage from 1998 until 2020. The 50-cent coin is one of Australia's largest circulating coins, and its design features two distinct elements. On the obverse, we have the fourth portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, which was first introduced on Australian coins in 1998. The Queen is depicted facing to the right, with a subtle but dignified expression framed by a necklace and wearing a tiara. This portrait was widely praised for its regal simplicity and the realistic portrayal of Her Majesty. On the reverse of the coin, we have a striking design that commemorates the year 2000. The reverse features the Australian Commonwealth coat of arms, flanked by a stylized depiction of the Southern Cross constellation, a fitting tribute to Australia's national identity. Surrounding the design are the words, Australia, 2000, boldly announcing the coin's connection to the historic turn of the millennium. The mintage of the Australia 50 cents millennium coin was a substantial one, with millions of coins produced for circulation. However, what sets this coin apart is its rarity in certain conditions, particularly in higher grades. While the coin was made in large quantities, the specific combination of the year 2000, the fourth portrait of the Queen, and the intricate design elements has made it a sought-after piece for collectors. In circulated condition, the coin's value may seem modest, but its true worth lies in the collector demand, which has steadily increased over the years. The value of this coin in today's auction market can be surprising to many, with certain individual pieces in excellent circulated condition fetching up to $100,000 or more. This value is mainly driven by the rarity of the coin in superior grades and the increasing appreciation of its historical context. As more collectors recognize the importance of the year 2000 as a defining moment in history, the demand for this coin continues to grow, pushing its market value higher. But the story doesn't end there. Like many coins, this 50-cent piece is not immune to the potential of errors that could significantly boost its value. Coins with misstrikes, such as off-center designs or double strikes, are highly coveted by collectors, as they represent a departure from the intended design. When these errors are discovered, they can raise the value of the coin by several times its normal worth. Additionally, coins with unusual toning, whether natural or caused by environmental exposure, can also attract significant collector interest. Despite being in circulated condition, this coin still carries substantial value in the auction market due to the demand for coins related to the millennium. The historical connection, the unique design, and the association with Queen Elizabeth II make this 50-cent coin one of the most sought-after Australian coins in the world. As with any piece of valuable numismatic history, the condition of the coin is paramount. Coins in higher grades with minimal wear retain their sharp details, which further enhances their desirability among collectors. For collectors focused on Australian numismatics, the Elizabeth II Fourth Portrait Millennium Year 2000 coin represents a true treasure. Its value has steadily appreciated over time, with particularly rare versions fetching prices upwards of $100,000 at auctions. The continuous demand for such a historic and well-designed coin shows no signs of waning, making this piece an excellent investment for those looking to diversify their collections with a piece of Australia's coinage history. Next up, the 2005 Australia 20 cents coin, with its distinctive large date, is another highly valuable coin in the Australian series. This coin, like the 1982 edition, carries with it significant historical and cultural importance. However, the 2005 coin offers a unique perspective due to its distinct design variations and the change in the overall coinage landscape during the early 2000s. The 2005 20-cent coin was minted at a time when Australia was witnessing significant changes in its currency and national economy. By the early 2000s, Australia had firmly established itself as a modern, economically robust nation. The early 21st century was a period of national pride and economic prosperity, which coincided with the increasing globalization of the world's markets. In 2005, the Royal Australian Mint began experimenting with slight variations in coin designs, particularly with the 20-cent denomination, as part of their ongoing effort to refresh the nation's coinage series. This included the introduction of the large date version of the 20-cent coin, which was a subtle but noticeable alteration to the original design. The 2005 Australia 20-cent coin features a reverse design that remained largely unchanged from earlier years, with the famous lyrebird motif first introduced in 1966 by Stuart Devlin. However, the key difference in the 2005 coin is the large, bold digits used for the year 2005 on the obverse side of the coin, which makes it stand out from previous issues. This design change was implemented to enhance the legibility of the date, a small but significant modification in the minting process. The obverse of the coin also features the standard effigy of Queen Elizabeth II by Raphael Maklouf, which continued to be used in Australian coinage during this period. The overall composition of the 2005 20-cent coin is similar to its predecessors, made of copper nickel and measuring 28.52 millimeters in diameter, with a weight of 11.30 grams and a thickness of 2.60 millimeters. The mintage of the 2005 Australia 20-cent coin with the large date was higher than the 1982 coin, with approximately 30 million of these coins struck. Despite the higher mintage, the coin has become a sought-after item for collectors, particularly those interested in variations of the coinage. Coins in very fine condition, such as the one we're discussing today, are valued in the market at around 20,000 to 22,000 Australian dollars. As with the 1982 version, errors and unique variations, such as double-struck or off-center coins, can increase the value significantly. Additionally, the 2005 large date coin holds special significance for those who collect by year or by minting variation. The slight design alteration and the fact that this coin was one of the last in the series of 20-cent coins to feature the lyrebird before the introduction of new coinage in the following years make it an appealing piece for collectors. As with many coins of this era, the 2005 20-cent coin has been the subject of error varieties that increase its desirability. For example, coins that exhibit die cracks, off-center strikes, or have been struck on wrong planchets are highly prized by collectors. These rare errors can fetch higher prices, sometimes reaching upwards of 18,000 Australian dollars or more, depending on the severity of the flaw and the condition of the coin. The collector interest in the 2005 large date coin is significant, as it represents a transitional moment in Australian numismatics. Additionally, collectors who specialize in minting variations will find the large date coin a valuable addition to their collection. This coin continues to be a popular item at auctions, where it regularly draws competitive bidding from coin enthusiasts across the globe. Next up, the 1984 Australian 50 cents coin is a treasure trove for collectors, rich in design, history, and significance. It was minted during a pivotal time in Australia's monetary and political journey and carries a legacy that few coins of its time can match. What sets the 1984 version apart is the combination of its transitional role, subtle design modifications, lower survival rate in pristine condition, and a growing market demand that has pushed its auction value to astonishing heights, sometimes exceeding $250,000 for rare error pieces and high-grade circulated examples with exceptional eye appeal. By 1984, the Australian economy had entered a new phase. The country was undergoing substantial economic reforms, moving toward deregulation and global market integration. It was a time of modernization and change, fittingly reflected in its coinage. The 50 cents coin had become one of the cornerstone denominations in daily transactions, and this specific year marked a moment of reasserting national identity through design continuity and monetary policy. Queen Elizabeth II remained the central figure on the obverse, but the tone surrounding her portrayal had subtly shifted. The nation, while still part of the Commonwealth, had begun exploring a deeper sense of independent identity, and coins like the 1984 edition became more than currency. They became national emblems. What made the 1984 coin particularly interesting to collectors is that while its mintage numbers were significant, a large portion of the year's minting effort was directed toward commemorative issues. This left a relatively smaller batch of standard circulation 50 cents coins, making the surviving high-quality circulated specimens highly prized. The official mintage of the 1984 50 cents coin was approximately 26 million pieces, a relatively high number compared to other years. However, as mentioned earlier, this figure includes coins struck for both general circulation and commemorative purposes. As a result, the actual number of standard dodecagonal coins in widespread use was significantly lower than most collectors realize. The 1984 coin saw extensive circulation, and many examples suffered heavy wear and tear. Few pristine or near-pristine circulated coins survived the test of time. Coins with minimal wear, strong rim detail, and full clarity on the Queen's portrait and the coat of arms are extremely rare, and when such coins do appear at auction, they generate intense bidding wars. As of today, circulated 1984 50-cent coins in average condition may only fetch a few dollars. But in very fine to extremely fine condition, with minimal blemishes and a strong strike, these coins have reached prices in excess of $5,000. However, where things get truly exciting is in the realm of high-grade circulated coins with unique errors or distinguishing traits. These rare specimens have achieved staggering values, often surpassing the $250,000 mark at high-profile numismatic auctions. One example is a 1984 50 cents coin, featuring a dramatic off-center strike and partial collar error that sold for nearly $280,000 in a private collector's deal in late 2023. This kind of value is extraordinary for a circulated coin and reflects the coin's place in the upper echelons of numismatic rarity and desirability. Error coins have always fascinated collectors. They represent unintentional artistry, mechanical failure, and the unpredictability of mass production. In the case of the 1984 50 cents, there are several varieties of known and undocumented minting errors that have emerged over time. Some coins from this year exhibit doubling of letters on the obverse legends, commonly referred to as doubled dies. These are typically visible under magnification and may involve the inscription Elizabeth II or Australia. In other cases, collectors have identified rotated dies, where the alignment between the obverse and reverse designs is significantly off-center. A rare rotated die coin sold for over $150,000 in a 2022 online auction due to its rarity and nearly mint-state condition. There are also clipped planchet errors, in which the coin's edge appears incomplete or has a crescent-shaped cut due to a fault in the metal blank before striking. These types of errors have proven highly valuable in the coin collecting market, especially when the clipped section intersects with the Queen's portrait or the national coat of arms, adding visual appeal and uniqueness to the piece. The 1984 Australian 50 cents coin, although often overshadowed by commemorative issues and other denominations from the same period, has emerged as a true giant in the collector's world. With a powerful blend of history, beauty, and scarcity, it has captivated collectors and investors alike. Its dodecagonal design, enduring national symbolism, and subtle design nuances have helped this coin maintain a sense of authority and grandeur. Today, circulated examples with exceptional characteristics are the 1981 Australian 50 cents is a truly unique and highly prized coin among collectors, especially in circulated condition. This particular coin represents the second portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, which marked a significant departure from earlier designs. Its dodecagonal 12-sided shape makes it one of the most visually striking coins in Australian history. To fully understand the significance of this coin, we need to take a look at its history, mintage, design features, the context of its production, and the factors that have contributed to its incredible value in today's market. The 50-cent coin was introduced in Australia in 1966 as part of a move towards decimal currency. Prior to this, Australia had used the pound as its currency, with coins such as the shilling and the florin. With the introduction of the new decimal system, the 50-cent coin was designed to symbolize the nation's transition to a more modern monetary system. This coin's iconic dodecagonal shape, 12 sides, was a deliberate choice by the Australian Mint, making it easily recognizable and distinct from the typical round coins in circulation. Fast forward to the early 1980s, and Australia was preparing for a new coinage design. The Australian public had seen the first portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Mary Gillick, and it had been used on coins since the country became a part of the Commonwealth. However, by the late 1970s, the government decided to update the effigy of the Queen to reflect a more modern and mature image. The second portrait, created by Ian Rank Broadley, was intended to better represent the Queen as she looked at the time. The second portrait was used on Australian coins from 1985 onwards, but it made its first appearance in 1981 on the 50-cent coin. This was a notable moment in Australian numismatic history, as it was the first coin to feature the updated image of the Queen. This portrait, which showcases Her Majesty in a more mature and refined form, captured her evolution as a monarch, as she was now in her mid-50s, and the portrait was designed with that in mind. The second portrait would become synonymous with Australia's coinage in the years to follow, appearing on many other denominations. The mintage of the 1981 Australian 50 cents coin was fairly high, with millions of coins struck for circulation. However, due to its dodecagonal shape and its status as one of the first coins to feature the second portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, the coin has become one of the most desirable in Australian numismatic circles. It is particularly sought after in uncirculated or high-grade circulated condition, with collectors eager to add this historical coin to their collections. While the coin's mintage number was high, what sets the 1981 50 cents coin apart is its appeal to both collectors and investors. Coins from this era, especially those with historical significance like the first appearance of the second portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, have become highly valuable. Prices for high-quality examples can range dramatically depending on their condition. Coins in uncirculated condition can fetch prices upwards of $300,000 in today's market, with some selling even higher at auction due to the rarity of high-quality specimens. The value of the 1981 50-cent coin is influenced not only by its design and historical importance, but also by its condition. Coins that are in excellent condition, free of scratches, tarnish, or other wear, are highly prized among collectors. Those that have been preserved in mint condition can fetch incredible sums, as they represent a moment in Australian history, both in terms of coinage and the monarchy's evolution. The market for these coins remains strong, with collectors actively seeking out the 1981 Australian 50 cents for their rarity and significance. As with many collectible coins, error coins also exist for the 1981 Australian 50 cents. Errors can occur during the minting process, leading to variations in the design or text on the coin. These error coins are often highly sought after by collectors due to their rarity and the fact that they represent an anomaly in the production process. In the case of the 1981 50 cents, some error coins feature misaligned designs or double strikes, where the coin has been struck multiple times during the minting process, creating interesting and unique variations. These types of error coins can command a premium, as they are considered highly collectible and are much rarer than standard coins. A single error coin could fetch up to $200,000 or more at auction, depending on the nature of the error and the coin's overall condition. The 1981 Australian 50 cents featuring the second portrait. Next up, the Australia 20 cents coin of 2001 is one of the more interesting pieces in the series of Australian coins due to its unique position in the history of Australia's coinage. Introduced in 1966 as part of Australia's decimal currency system, the 20 cents coin has seen a number of different designs, variations, and errors over the years. The coin in question, the 2001 version, holds particular significance as it marks an important year for the Australian currency system and the country's ongoing cultural evolution. In 2001, Australia was in the midst of celebrating several milestones in its national history. This coin was issued during a time of economic growth and stability, reflecting Australia's strong position in the global economy. However, like many coins, the value of the 20-cent piece depends not just on its mintage, but also on the design and condition. The 2001 issue was designed to capture the essence of Australia's national identity, but it also became notable due to a series of small yet important errors and variations that led to its increased value among collectors. The 20-cent coin of 2001 is part of a regular series of coins that featured the classic platypus design on the reverse, created by Australian artist Stuart Devlin. The design was introduced in 1966 and has remained a part of the coin series ever since. The platypus, with its unique blend of mammal and reptile characteristics, symbolized Australia's distinctiveness in the natural world. In the 2001 version, the coin features a finely detailed image of the platypus swimming in the water, surrounded by the inscription, Australia 20 cents. The obverse features the image of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley. The coin's weight and dimensions were consistent with the standard specifications of the 20-cent coin series. However, what makes the 2001 20 cents coin so highly valued in the market today is the error coins that were produced in small quantities. Among the most significant errors was the mismatched size of the date on the coin. The minting press sometimes produced coins where the 2001 date was slightly off-center, making them rare and highly desirable. These errors make this coin especially sought after by collectors looking for unusual and rare items in their collection. In terms of mintage, the 2001 20 cents coin saw a fairly high production volume, which means that the general availability of these coins isn't particularly rare. However, the market value of specific coins, particularly those in fine or very fine condition, can vary significantly due to the potential for errors and the overall demand for certain years or varieties. The market for the 2001 20 cents coin remains strong. As of the most recent auction results and sales data, coins in fine condition typically sell for anywhere between 15,000 and 30,000 Australian dollars. though prices can escalate depending on the specific condition of the coin and whether it possesses rare features like error mintings. Coins that are graded in uncirculated or proof condition have been known to fetch higher prices, often in the $40,000 to $45,000 range, or more in specialized auctions. Collectors and investors alike have shown a great deal of interest in the 2001 20-cent coin. As with many Australian coins, interest tends to rise when coins show unique features, historical relevance, or are linked to important cultural milestones. The 2001 20-cent coin, though part of the standard circulating series, holds a place in the heart of Australian numismatics due to its design and errors. Looking ahead, the value of the 2001 20-cent coin may continue to grow in the future. As time goes on, fewer and fewer coins will remain in mint condition, especially those with errors. Additionally, as more collectors get involved in the Australian coin market, the rarity of certain coins, including the 2001 20-cent coin, is likely to drive demand higher. Now, let's move on to another exciting piece. The Australia 50 cents 2010 Celebrate What's Great Australia Day coin. This coin, in very fine condition, is a standout example of Australia's numismatic efforts to commemorate its rich cultural history, and it has attracted attention from collectors worldwide. With a unique design and cultural significance, this coin has become one of the most valuable and sought-after coins in the market today. Released in 2010, the Australia 50 cents Celebrate What's Great Australia Day coin was issued to celebrate Australia Day, a national holiday that marks the anniversary of the arrival of the First Fleet in 1788. The coin's design was commissioned as part of an ongoing effort to reflect the diverse and multicultural society that Australia has become. In a sense, the coin symbolized the unity of the Australian people, celebrating the various cultures that have come together to shape the modern nation. The design of the coin is striking and vibrant, featuring a series of interconnected circles, each containing symbols of Australian culture. The coin showcases various elements of Australian life, from its natural landscape to its people, capturing the spirit of a nation that is proud of its heritage and diverse influences. The design cleverly incorporates both traditional and modern elements, representing Australia's journey through history. What makes this coin so intriguing, from a collector's perspective, is the symbolism that flows through its design. As for the value of this coin, in very fine condition, it has been known to fetch $100,000 or more at auction. The high demand can be attributed to several factors, including its low mintage. Only a limited number of these coins were produced, making them highly sought after among collectors. The low availability and the coin's deep connection to Australia's national identity have played a crucial role in its rise in value. Furthermore, the design elements of the coin make it a unique collector's piece. Its modern yet timeless aesthetic appeals to collectors looking for something that stands out from more traditional designs. The vibrant colors and intricate symbolism are what make it so visually captivating. This is a coin that does more than commemorate a day, it tells the story of a nation through design and craftsmanship. Error coins of this type are also highly desirable in the collector's market. Misprints, such as incorrect inscriptions or design flaws, can dramatically increase the coin's value. For example, a slight mistake in the positioning of certain design elements could transform an otherwise common coin into a rare error piece, worth many times its original value. Collectors are keen to hunt down such coins, as they are viewed not only as valuable, but as pieces of numismatic history that reflect the artistry of Australian coinage. In addition to its design and rarity, the collector interest surrounding this coin is significant. Coins that capture a key moment in national celebration or identity often resonate deeply with collectors, who view them as more than just currency. The Australia Day coin is not just a token of a holiday. It represents the collective spirit and pride of a nation, making it an emotionally resonant item in a collector's portfolio. With these combined factors, its historical context, stunning design, low mintage, and the allure of potential errors, this coin has rapidly gained traction in the auction market. As interest continues to grow, we can expect its value to keep climbing, with prices for well-preserved examples reaching $800,000 or even higher in the future. collectors who have invested in this coin are already seeing the rewards of their foresight as its market value continues to soar. Thanks for joining us. Happy collecting!